Tap, 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 tap. No, it's not Morse code. It's Anvil talk. Hey there, Grampy Jag coming to you from the development world for Primitive Antics. That's the one. Yeah, I had Dcraft on my brain. Primitive Antics. We're going to take a look at iron metallurgy in Terraformacraft. So far, I haven't really adjusted anything. This is all working as it should be, so most likely will not be touched. I am currently making some new hammers, because we're going to use a lot of hammers in this. I'm working on the forge and everything. So let's take a look at our melt and see how things are going. And it is melted. The first one is full. And what we're doing is casting up some bismuth bronze into hammerheads using the crucible rather than the forge. It's a lot more efficient. So anytime you can use the crucible for something, do so. Make sure the mold is completely filled before you remove it. Now we're going to cool these so that we can turn them into tools. And unfortunately, we lose the mold on these, so it will break when we unmold it. See, no recovery on that. And now we'll put our hammers together. And I have one in the anvil, which is at about 50%. We're going to put these guys up here so they're handy. These two are welding hammers. There's very little life left in them. They're just good for welding. In fact, while we're looking at it, 50. Let's shut this down for the moment. We may need more flux. Where did it? Oh, that's right. I got a box over here. So you can use chalk cobble and break it down into chalk rock, and then you take the chalk rock and pop it in your cairn. And each round will make 2 flux out of 1 rock. Now you'll notice the durability is going up. When it reaches 250, the top block will break. So you do need raw stone to make these. So you want to be a little careful since raw stone's a bit difficult to come across. Although recently I picked up a good chunk. I probably have about 10 pieces. We'll just let this run for a minute and pick up a little extra flux because we're going to be banging on a lot of stuff today. So that's how you make flux. And then you got to put it in the anvil. So you just click on the anvil and it winds up in here. We're going to take the extra flux. This is getting too crowded. I'm glad I'm going to be moving soon. We're going to take the extra flux and pop it in this box. You may notice I took things apart. I'm starting to shuffle things over to the actual building, and I'll eventually figure out how high the roof needs to be. So for this, we put charcoal in. We'll make a new one, make a fire starter. You click the fire starter on this area right here, and it starts the forge. And then what we're going to do, we're going to take this raw iron bloom. It's a big one. It's an 890. We're only going to work on that. And let's get a spare hammer just so we have it. Always good to have a spare hammer and to top up your food. And your water. Oops. No, don't hit that. Hit that. I don't have any more food, so I know I need vegetables and I need bread, so let's get a little bit of both. There we go. That's rotten. Expires in 24, about 6. Let's go with some garlic. I'll have to get rid of that one yeah, I guess it's a garlic in there. And let's get some bread. Yeah, get down here. There we go. So now we got food, we got water, we got hammers, and this is at 4 orange, which is a good place to work. We're going to pop that in. You notice it has to end on hammer hits. So the first thing we want to do is we want to move this green up. So we're going to hit 5, 6, 7, 8. We're going to go up 8, and then we're going to go 1, 2, 3. And we're just going to keep working this until we get a click. And you can mix it up. It doesn't really matter what hammer it winds up on. Sometimes this works faster, sometimes it works slower. Usually that sound means you're done. We're going to heat this up a little more. And I'm not entirely certain what dictates how many hammer hits you need to use, if it's the amount, how fast you do it, what hammer you use. It doesn't seem to matter what hammer. I've had it work on any. I just keep varying it up. There we go. Now I have refined iron, and it can still work. We're going to warm it up a little because I have a sneaking suspicion, this being as big as it is, it's going to take a little extra time. Get that back up to orange 4. Go in. And you see the red has moved up a little farther. So we're going to go up here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh. Yeah, this is the problem. Let's get this back down. Gotta end on this tool this time. And there we go. And it tends to explode everywhere. So what do we got? We got 4 of those. Got 1 of those, and here's our partial. So we're going to put our partial up here. We're going to cook that down again at a later date. And we're going to heat this back up. And you just watch your temperatures. You want to work your lowest temperature first. And again, we're going to go for hammers. 9, 1, 2, 3. Nope. Every now and then you'll hit it and it'll just come down and work like that. So then you got to pull it out. Oops. Put another one in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Not certain why. Sometimes it does it and sometimes it doesn't. And now it's too cool. So we'll pop them back in. While that's heating, we will drop this in here to cool. you gotta watch these, because if you see how we started out up here, it remembers what you worked on. If you go off either end, you destroy what you're working on. And it's too cold. So that's how you do that and how you get your wrought iron ingot. We'll get to the next section after I process all this. But what I have found out is if you're in the orange range and you come over to your anvil and you hit upset 8 times in a row, and then you just tap, 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 tap with a light hit all the way down to where it matches, it will usually go to an ingot. Usually, not always. And then if it doesn't go, you may be in for a long period of banging and clanging, because you got to hit that just right and get it to match. And if you want to hurry things up, you can always tap the bellows, although I typically don't do that because it uses up fuel a lot faster and heats a lot faster. So now we're all in the orange range. We're going to come over here. We're going to carefully go and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the worst thing that could have happened, our hammer broke. Hit the right button. There we go. Let's put a new anvil, or a new hammer in the anvil. Let's reheat these slightly. Get our position back. Oh, and always have your hand on the hammer. Yellow, yellow, yellow. We're a little hot. There we go. Orange. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Tap, 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 and we have what we wanted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Tap, 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 tap. This one's been worked. It could be a problem, but it's not. It remembered. Yay. And that does all of our ingots. So this next part is actually a little easier. We are going to start welding. And for that, you need to have a hammer in your hand, which is why I've got that one that's damaged. And yes, I could throw these back in and work them again, the hot ones. Let's get some water. Eat our last piece of bread. There we go. Get our hand on our hammer. Oh, check our fuel. Boom. And start dropping ingots in. So when we weld this, we're going to take 2 ingots and make them into a big ingot. And then I have to figure out, am I doing plates or am I doing double plates? We'll start with plates. I'll probably do this last one, just show you how to do plates. See, this indicator is going to go up to white, white, white hot. And that's going to get things heating up a lot faster. Unfortunately, it doesn't stay there long. We don't need it up there, it just helps. At least I don't think we need it up there. We'll find out. Can work, can work, can work. Need to get to at least yellow hot. Okay, we're in can weld, so let's pull a couple of these out. We're going to hit the anvil. We're going to put them up there. We are going to get out, and we are going to shift right click. And as long as you have sufficient flux in there, it will let you weld. And the welding process, like I say, is not difficult. There we go. Actually, let's pull these out. I want to show you how to weld, or I'm going to show you how to make a plate. Actually, we'll make 2 plates because then I can weld the plates. Can weld. We're going to give it a little bit more. Come on, just a little more. Weld. Can work. There we go. So it's in. We need to pick a plan. It's going to be that. We need to end on hammers. So we are going to upset 5, 6, 7, 8, and we'll. Normally it likes the heavy hammer better on this. Must not have upset it far enough. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That seems to be it. Oops, plan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep. So upset by 10, and then hammer it with the heavy hammer. That hits it bang on. We're going to warm these guys up just a hair. Yeah, see, they dropped the bright red just in the time it took me to go over there. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so what we need, okay, that's going to burn out, that's fine. We need to look some information up. Oh yeah, built myself a bread oven. Terraformacraft. Okay, wrought iron sheets. Okay, so I got the bellows, I think I got the crucibles, I got to get the 28 wrought iron sheets. So let's see how many we have. Might be able to do this all in one sitting. Find all the cool ones to start with. It doesn't look like there are any cool ones. Okay. it's time to be cool. And we're short 6, so I need to make yet more iron. These are doubles. Alright, so how to make iron? Well, I have just enough charcoal left to give a demo. So I guess the next order of business is making charcoal once I show you this. So in order to get our sponge, you come over to the, what do you call it here? The bloomery. You open the doors, and I have 32 charcoal, which is exactly what I need. So we start down here by loading charcoal. You put in 8, leaves you 24. This bloomery can handle 24 pieces of ore. Doesn't matter how rich they are. So I could take some of that bloom and dump it back in here. I have a rich magnetite mine and I have a poor magnetite mine. Running poor magnetite chews up charcoal like nobody's business. Rich magnetite is great, except I got to find a way to use the poor. So what we're going to do is we're going to mix them. That way I get a good yield and I still use up some of the garbage. Did I say garbage? The poor iron ore. There we go. So they're in there. They filled that part up. Now we're going to dump the rest of the charcoal, and it fills up to the top. You close the door, and it shows you you've got 24 of 24 ore with 24 of 24 fuel. You come and get yourself a fire starter, and you tap the door. There you go. And this is going to take 15 hours to cook. So in the meantime, I'm going to go start chopping trees and loading up the charcoal pit and cook off another batch of charcoal. We'll see you in a minute, and maybe we can get this blast furnace built. I'm left speechless. There's a first.